So I tried recording like a podcast. I tried doing like one recording. And then like the battery for the recorder like ran out in the middle of it. So thank God I had like this loop saved on the fucking looper, you know what I'm saying? But check me out, son, check me out. Test, 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 test. Okay. While I'm in the middle of this shit, how deep am I? 5 minutes in? 5, 6 minutes in? There's just like this. There's this video. There's this video on YouTube you could find. I don't know where you could find it, but there's this video of Slash, the guitarist Slash, and he's just playing like this guitar solo, which is great. The fucking guitar solo is fucking great, but he's so deep in it. He's so deep, and he's like connected to the thing. I don't know. I wouldn't know if he's on any drugs or anything, but he's just he like in the middle of his guitar solo, he just starts drooling. But it's fucking beautiful, man. Like, you just get in the middle of it, and then you just kind of just like, I'm not even in the real world anymore. I'm in the musical world, man. And I just gotta solo this shit, you know what I'm saying, man? Alright, let's see if I can just start fucking, you know what I'm saying? Alright. Alright, that's got enough of that. Alright. I implore you motherfuckers. I hope that you motherfuckers, you guys, okay, I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. Look up on YouTube. Like, just look up George, sorry. I'm fucking sauced right now. Look up George Benson. And then look up some other guitarists maybe. But look at these motherfuckers, right? They could play along to something. They could play a solo. They could do a solo, totally improvised, but they could sing along to it, like low key, like scat, you know? Do 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 do. Let me try to do some of this shit. Let me try to do some of this. Where's my pick? I'm not using a pick. Yeah. I can't even do it right now. I'm too fucking drunk. I don't even know if I could do it even like fucking sober. But alright. I advise my fucking guys. Jesus. Alright, I'm putting my guitar down. I'm telling you guys gotta look up George Benson, alright? George Benson, I know. I've seen George Benson do this shit. George Benson and David Gilmour. David Gilmour of Pink Floyd. These motherfuckers could do their solo and they could sing along to it. Like, they know, they're so connected with their instrument, and they're so connected with the song. Like, they're so connected with like the music of the shit. Like, they could sing along to their solos. I don't know if that makes any sense, but you look up David Gilmour and George Benson. Is it David Gilmour? Is that the guy? I think that's his name. Fuck, I'm way too fucking drunk right now. I don't even know how fucking drunk I am. But these motherfuckers can sing along to their solos, and that's a fucking gift. You know what I'm saying? Like, they could like, check me out. Like, my guy, you could like, all right. Okay, so check my loop out, right? So you could check out my loop, right? And then you could sing along to this. All right, you could just come up with your own melodies. You could come up with your own whatever to this, right? Over these changes, whatever these changes are, and you could just sing. You could just sing along to it. So like, all right, fuck, I'm so fucking drunk. I was with my friend once. I was with my friend down in I'm gonna turn this down just a touch. I was with my friend down in like San Diego somewhere. I don't know where the fuck we were. But I was with my friend, and I don't know if he's my friend anymore. He hasn't talked to me in a while, but I fucking miss him, and I love him. But we were in San Diego, or something like that. We were way south, like down in Southern California. And I just put on like, so if you play jazz, you know what iReal Pro is, right? So I was just playing like a backing track off of iReal Pro. And I told my friend, like, dude, all right, just sing, just do something, you know, just follow this, just follow what the changes are, and just like not follow, just sing something, what comes to your mind, what you feel, you know what I'm saying? And you know what? Oh God, I'm way too fucking drunk. But I think if I could tell you what jazz is, which there's like all kinds of definitions of what jazz is. But if my definition of jazz would be just like you feel out what you're hearing. You feel out the changes, like the chord changes. You feel them out, and then you just let yourself out over them. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you try to stay kind of in key, all right? But you just kind of like all right, I'm going to try to add some reverb to this. Okay, here we go. Shit. Let's put a little bit of reverb. That's fucking cool. So I was with my friend down in like San Diego or some shit. Maybe Santa Monica. Probably San Diego. I think it was like around San Diego. And my guy, he just, oh, let me turn this back up a little bit, just a touch. He just took this, like, he took like a piece of paper, like a stack of papers. It was like stapled or something. It was just like a couple of papers. And he rolled it up a little bit and he made like a horn out of it. And he's like, doo 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 doo. I'm so fucking sauced. I don't know how drunk I am. But so, like, in the early days of, like, history of America, I guess, the beginnings of jazz, of course, it came from blues for sure. Like, blues is a solid foundation for jazz. I'm not going to go into the whole history of, like, the percussive sounds and the rhythms coming from Africa and the slaves being moved over to America and them taking, like, gospel songs and, making... I'm not going into the whole history, but like the whole from jazz, I'd say like the essence of jazz, and you take some changes. Like something like this. I don't know what this is. I don't know what the chords I'm playing over this is, but it's like you take some changes and you just improvise. All right, so you do like an improvised solo over these. Whatever comes to your soul, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you feel, whatever you're feeling over this. Check this out. If you listen to like earlier music, I'm gonna guess like maybe 1940s. You could probably find this in 1940s music. I think the pop songs, the most popular songs like the 1940s was like some like kind of jazzy, but more like orchestrated kind of things. But like, okay, all right, fuck. We're gonna go into some history. So jazz, maybe from ragtime. So definitely from blues to ragtime, and then there's like Dixieland, and then you from this you get some jazz, and then like there's like these artists like Sidney Bechet and like Louis Armstrong. And so there's a big band. I don't know if you're following this at all. This is totally like scatterbrained shit. But so there's blues. You get blues coming from like the slave songs from like the 1800s, and then you get blues. So then you're going kind of into the same kind of vibe of like, I feel like a struggle. I feel a pain, and I'm going to write some songs over this. I'm going to write my feelings over this, and then you get some blues. And those kind of follow these 12 bar changes, maybe 16 bar changes, and then you get blues, right? Blues, I think some folks solo over blues for sure, but then jazz for sure. I think jazz they come after Dixieland or something. Anyway, fuck. Blues, I'm sure people soloed over blues before this, but after Dixieland, around the time early jazz, like really early post Dixieland, beginning of jazz, you get these soloists like Sidney Bechet and Louis Armstrong, and they're playing with the big band, but they take solos. Like they take a solo, like I'm gonna do. You guys gotta play the background, like the accompaniment, and I'm gonna play like a solo over that, And this is like the beginnings of jazz. Like you play a solo over the changes that the rest of the band is playing, The rest of the band is playing like these changes, like these, what are they playing? They're probably playing like some 2-5-1s. I think early on they really kind of fucked with some like diminished chords and shit. Like I don't know if they did like 2-5-1s like all the time. Of course, I'm sure like they try to change it up a bit, like every now and again. I'm sure people wrote fucking songs. But you take these soloists, and they could play over these changes, right? They play over these changes, and the essence of this is like what comes from your soul. All right. So if you're hearing these changes right now, check it out. All right. So if you're hearing these chords, and then you're just starting to feel music come out of you, you just kind of if you have an instrument and you're so connected to that, you could just play over that, right? So I think we're kind of like in like E minor, like an E minor, like a E minor Aeolian. Let's say if we're going like Dorian, like it's just like a straight minor, like maybe like A minor. So like E minor, A minor, kind of like around that area. I'm too drunk to care about what I'm saying. So if you kind of can find yourself within the space of that, like E minor, A minor, so like A minor Dorian, E minor Aeolian, maybe you could squeeze in like a harmonic minor, E harmonic minor in there or something. If you could just kind of squeeze some of that shit in there. But if you kind of have these ideas of these keys, you could just you could just play over these like within the key. Outside of it a little bit, that's kind of jazz. You kind of play outside of key a little bit. That's what makes it a little more pretentious than blues. But you play all these notes, and you just like, what am I feeling? All right, what are you feeling? What are you feeling over these chords right now? You know what I'm saying? What are you feeling? And you'll just play that. So check me out. You know what I'm saying? You just kind of sing along to this shit. You just kind of. So if you're oh god, I'm so fucking sauce, and I'm like noticing how slurred I'm talking. If you're an instrumentalist, you could play some notes over this within the key, hopefully, like the. Somebody more skilled than me could play some cool shit over this. So you play within the key, hopefully, and a little bit outside, but you'll play whatever you're feeling over this. And I believe that's like the essence of jazz. You take some changes, like these chord changes, and you play whatever's on your soul in that moment. Whatever's on your soul, that's the idea, I think, of jazz. You're hearing this, and then you play what you feel over this. Now, that's if you're an instrumentalist. Now, if you're a vocalist, if you sing things, then you do scat, like I'm out of key, but you know what I'm saying? And so when I was in San Diego, I don't know how long I was talking about San Diego, how long ago. But I was with my homie. I fucking wish we were still hanging out. Hopefully someday I could see him again. Here's the thing, I want to see my guy again, and we could be friends again, before I die. I want to see this guy before I die again, at least once, at least one more time. If I'm on my deathbed, I think one of my last wishes would be to see this guy and just talk to him again and be friends with him for a moment before I die. But anyway, we were in San Diego. That's fucking bleak. That's dark as fuck. And I was playing like Spain Changes or something like that. Maybe Autumn Leaves or something like that. And I was like, hey, all right, my guy, this is jazz. I just like sing. Just like just sing over this, And he rolled up like a piece of paper and he made like a trumpet out of it, like a fake, like a paper trumpet, whatever. And he was like, he was singing like scat over these changes. And this is like why I know like music is inherent in everyone. And I believe that everybody, if they kind of just decide to do it, if they just choose to do it, I believe that everybody could play jazz. If you even have like an instrument, like a little instrument like a kazoo or something, I'm sure you could play just some cool shit. You just take a kazoo, find like a backing track, some accompaniment, some backing track, and then you could just sing over a kazoo over that shit. And that would be the essence of jazz. You're playing what's on your mind, what's on your soul in that moment. You're hearing this thing and you're responding to it. You know what I'm saying? Like if some changes are sad, then you're playing something sad maybe. If some changes are happy, then you'll like pick up the vibe and you'll be like, oh, what, pick up something. So I believe this is like the essence of jazz. I don't know why I got into this. I don't know fucking how. I think I might have just been thinking about my friend. Anyway, let's end this like accompaniment of like this song. What do you guys think of these changes, by the way? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's fade it out. And let's turn down this reverb. All right, perfect. Perfect, 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 perfect. All right. I don't know what the fuck I was talking about before. I know I was talking about jazz, but I don't know how I got into that. All right. Jeez, it's like 28 minutes in. I tried to record a podcast before this, but like, thank God I had these changes saved on this thing. I'm using this Ditto looper. It's pretty cool. It's like pretty. It works really well if you know how to use it right. You know, it works pretty all right. Of course, it's not like an RC 505 or something like that, but you know, I think it's like standard. So, oh my God, I'm gonna be fucking hungover in the morning. But like, so I had these changes, these whatever that was over the thing. So thank God I saved those on the thing. I didn't delete it. But yeah, I recorded a thing, and I was kind of getting into it. Over the podcast but it like the battery on my digital recorder ran out, so I had to change the batteries, and now I'm in a different vibe because I was recording that sober, but now I'm drunk as fuck. So we're gonna record like a new thing now, and thank God I had to change the save so I could just play a little thing over it, and maybe even fucking waste some time and talk about jazz for a little bit. Or music. I think music in general is kind of like that, you know. You just kind of like, you know, that's a song already. But you just kind of hear a melody in your head, and then you just kind of play it. Man, you play it, man. You know what I'm saying? I hope that you guys all can just can sing over something. You know what I'm saying? I think that's just fucking beautiful. I'm so fucking drunk right now. Anyway, after all the jazz, after all that, after all the music, I miss my friend. All right, I'm going to flip a coin. I'm going to flip this pick right here. So I've had these picks, right? I usually use these like Dunlop picks, like these jazz picks. They're kind of thick, and then they're kind of heavy, and they're pointy, and I use them pretty. I like them. I like them a lot. These Dunlop picks. I don't know what exactly the model of pick I'm using, but it's like purple and kind of transparent, but it's pretty thick. It's like a good jazz pick. But I'm gonna flip this other one. This is like a Fender Medium. All right, I'm gonna flip this. So I have like two things on my mind right now. Actually, I want to get into both of those. Let me think. I definitely want to get into one thing, and I will get into that. But I have two other topics that I'm considering talking about on this podcast right now. I'm gonna flip this fucking pick to see which one I talk about. So heads will be one of them. I'm not gonna spoil it. It's gonna be a surprise, and tails will be the other. Okay. Okay. Ready? Fuck. Where's the pick? Where'd the pick go? All right, tails. Okay, so first, tails. Okay. I'm gonna talk about my homie, but tails. Okay. First, I'm gonna talk about this before I talk about the other thing. I asked my homie today, my friend. I asked my friend today, what do you prefer, stress or depression? Okay. And I've kind of been thinking about this over like the past 2 days. Maybe this day and maybe the day before. Probably not the day before. I think mostly like today. What would you prefer? being stressed or being totally depressed? Um, I'll give you a moment to think about that. What would you rather choose? Stress or depression? All right. Okay, so in my mind, stress and where I am okay, I asked my friend this. What would you choose, stress or depression? And my guy responded, of course, how he would respond, like the way the fucking my guy is. He's just like, well, there's eustress, there's eustress, which is positive stress, which, kind of makes you happy ultimately. So eustress, eustress, eustress is like a stress it's positive. Ultimately, it's positive. So it's like a stress that like it's like what when I think of eustress, I don't know if this is the exact definition, but when I think of eustress, I think of like lifting, like lifting weights or something like that, like benching or like squatting. Oh fuck, the fucking knob on this drawer just broke off. But when I think of eustress, I think of like eustress is like positive stress, like stress that you feel, but you know that you're going in the right direction. So it's like stress, and it is stressful, but it's like positive in the sense that this is gonna benefit you, and you kind of enjoy this in a way. It will make you happy, and it does make you happy. So when I think of eustress, I think of like deadlifting. All right, so you feel the strain. Deadlifting or like squatting, you feel the strain, and it's like it's really tough, but you like, okay, this is progress. I'm doing this, and it's making me stronger. I'm gonna feel the pain. I'm gonna feel the tenseness in my back, the tension in my back. I'm gonna feel the soreness. I'm gonna feel weak from this, and I'm gonna be sore, and it's gonna hurt. But this is positive because we're going in the direction that I want to go. I'm becoming stronger. And that's when I think of eustress, I think of like, I don't know if this is the exact definition. I'm not fucking Webster dictionary or whatever. But when I think of eustress, I think of like positive stress in the sense of like, this is stress that I will enjoy doing. Maybe in the moment that I'm enjoying it because it's like, oh, I'm feeling this, but also outside of the moment, like this is also working towards like, this is progress. Like I'm working towards the goal of like getting stronger here. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I think of like eustress. All right, and that's a thing, and I accept that. All right, there is positive stress for sure. I'm sure everybody feels this positive stress that that they feel fulfillment over. But that's not the stress that I'm talking about. The stress of like, you're angry. You're angry at life. You're angry at things in life. You're angry at like the shitty situation that you're in. You're like working hard, and you feel like all your fucking efforts have been futile. All your efforts have been worthless almost. All your efforts have might have been added up to like nothing in the grand scheme of things. And that's not eustress, that is just fucking like, you feel defeated, you know? There's stress that can defeat you, and then there's stress that can make you feel like you're working towards something. You're like, this is positive, and that's like eustress. And where I'm at as far as stress, and then when I ask the question, would you rather have stress or depression, I'm talking about the stress of like, this is stress that's really kicking your ass. This is stress that's kicking your ass, that's defeating you. So you feel just straight up defeat. There's no positive things about it. You just feel defeated. So when I ask my homie, like, what would you rather have, stress or depression? I'm thinking the stress of like, you can't win here. You can't win in this situation. It's almost like all your efforts, your hard work is almost for nothing. You know you're working towards something, but it feels like you're being defeated, and the odds are against you. And that's like the kind of stress that I'm talking about. That stress. All right, versus depression. And when I'm talking about stress versus depression, I'm thinking of like stress, like this stress of like being defeated, and the stress of accepting defeat. And when I think of depression in this context, I'm thinking of like, you're not getting out of bed, you know, you're not doing anything. You're just letting the days go by. You're just passing time, and you're just, doing nothing all day. Either you're in bed, or you're eating, or you're sleeping, and you're doing nothing, and you have no hopes for the future, and you're not excited by anything anymore, you're just kind of like you lost interest in all the things that you might have once loved, and you're like, fuck, I'm depressed. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to do anything. And this is like the depression that I'm talking about. So when I ask this question, would you rather be stressed or depressed? I'm thinking these two things. Either you're stressed in the sense that like life, all your things that you're doing are kicking your ass. And it's really breaking you down. It's breaking you down. Or would you rather be the guy who's just defeated and who almost has given up and who is just waiting to die, anticipating it, looking forward to the sweet release of death? This is what I'm talking about. Would you rather be stressed, like life is kicking your ass, or would you rather be depressed, like life has kicked your ass and you've given up on it? And when I think about that question, that's what I think about. Would you rather be stressed or depressed? And now, when I think about this, the reason why I think about this is because I think I'm in the place of stress just in my life right now. Oh, fuck. Hold up a second. It's like this drawer that's in this room that I'm recording in. Oh, Jesus. And like one of the knobs on the drawer, because you pull out the drawer using a knob, and it fell off. It fell off. Fuck, I found it. Jeez. I'm gonna have to fix this later. Fucking stress. Would you rather be stressed or depressed? Would you rather be constantly defeated, constantly getting your ass kicked by life, or would you rather just accept that life kicks your ass and just wait to die? Fucking drop the knob. Just take a moment to think about that. Would you rather just be like, life is kicking my ass right now, and I'm getting pissed off, I'm getting angry about it, and it's really pissing me off, and there's nothing I can do about it almost. There's like almost nothing I can do about this thing. It's really just, life is just kicking my ass right now. Would you rather be in that state, or would you rather be in the state of like, life has kicked my ass and I just want to die. I don't want to live anymore. I don't want to deal with life anymore. I just want to give up and just accept that life will kick my ass and do nothing else to try to like conquer that. To try to just like I don't want to do anything else to try to get on the right track again. I just want to just wait until I die, and because the idea is when I die, I'll be at peace. I won't have to deal with life anymore. So would you rather, not exactly want to die, but just, let life kick your ass? Not exactly let life kick your ass, but like fucking life is kicking my ass. Or would you be like, life, there's no winning against this thing. There's no winning. There's no win. I just want to die and be done with this shit, And that is like the question that I ask. Excluding eustress. I understand and I acknowledge that that is a thing, but excluding that within this context of like, I am getting my ass kicked. This is an uphill battle, or I'm just gonna sit at the fucking bottom of the hill and wait until I die. What would you choose? Now, the reason why I think of this, Jesus, I'm so fucking sauced. Here's what happened. Here's what happened. So, like, in the middle of recording the last thing that wasn't recorded, I downed, like, the rest of this bottle of Douce, which was, like, there's, like, a shot. There's, like, a shot's worth of cognac left. And then I finished the rest of this bottle of cognac, which is, like, I don't know. Maybe it might have been a glass. Maybe less than. I don't know. And then I had two martinis, which is like, let's see. Um, this is what I did. I did a half ounce of like the Lillet Blanc, 1 ounce of vodka. I used like Ciroc Summer Watermelon vodka, and then 2 ounces of gin. So that's what I did, and I had two martinis So if that was one martini, I did two of those, and so I'm fucking sauced right now, and I forgot what I'm talking about. But this is what's on my mind, and this is why I'm thinking about this. Because like recently, I feel like I was in a state of depression. Like I lost interest in things. I kind of just wanted to stay in bed all day. I didn't want to get up and do anything. I just wanted to wait. And if I had work, I would just sleep or just do nothing and then go to work and then almost pretty much just do nothing, you know, and just kind of like just I was literally kind of in a place of like I'm waiting to die, you know? I have no ambition. I'm not looking forward to anything, and I'm just waiting to die. And in fact, I'm almost hoping for it that it might happen sooner than average. You know what I'm saying? I just want to just die and be done with this stupid bullshit. But I kind of Jesus, I don't know if I'm fucking up the sound right now. But I was in that period for a while where I'm just kind of like I lost interest in things. I had no ambitions, and I was just sleeping all day, doing nothing. But I feel like I kind of came out of that period, and right now, as far as like the past couple weeks, I've been working out. I've been exercising every other day. So exercising is like what did I do? What do I do? Like it's about like 2 miles every other day, and then a couple push-ups and playing shit, whatever. And so I'm like exercising every other day, and I'm looking forward to things. I'm working on some things from my LLC. I'm working on that, and I'm trying to find an apartment, which is fucking stressful. But I'm doing things, and I'm being productive, and yeah, over the past couple weeks, I've just been, working on things that I actually kind of want to do. I haven't exactly lost all interest in everything. I'm starting to work to. I've lost some interest, and I've even lost some interest in the things I'm working on right now. But I'm working towards a goal here. I'm progressing. I'm progressing. But progressing it requires effort. It requires work, which is yeah, of course, that's standard. But it's stressful. It's really stressful. And a lot of the situations like I can't win in. So for my LLC, for my brand, I'm trying to make a brand of like t-shirts, which I don't know. My friend told me I was talking with a friend, and then he said a thing, and I was like, dude, that makes me that gives me an idea for like this t-shirt. And so I'm like making these shirts. I decided like I'm gonna make these fucking shirts. So I'm making these shirts. And right now I'm in the process of trying to find a manufacturer. All right, I have a tech pack which I've talked to somebody. I've made a transaction, and that somebody has made a tech pack for me, and I just need a manufacturer right now so we can start making samples, and then we can start producing them. But it's really fucking stressful because when you do this kind of thing, sometimes your manufacturer won't have the fabrics to make the thing, and you'll have to supply the fabrics on your own, which is fucking annoying. And then they'll also charge like average $1,700 for like making a sample, which is fucking bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking stupid. You know what I'm saying? But look, here's the thing. I'm looking within California. I'd like my manufacturer slash supplier to be in California, but they're not exactly my supplier if they don't have my the fucking fabrics. They can just manufacture. I don't know. I'm not gonna get into it, but this is fucking stressful trying to juggle this shit because you're just starting to think like, oh, I might have to go to multiple people for this instead of just going to one place to make the whole thing. I might have to go to multiple people. One like a supplier for the fabric, and then bringing that to like a manufacturer, and they can make the thing, or finding a supplier, bringing it to the manufacturer, and then finding like a separate printer in case I want like a printed design on the shirt, going separately to that. So that'd be like multiple things that you're juggling, you know? And that's stressful on its own. Anyway, I'm not going to get into all that, but I am at a place where I'm out of the depression, and I'm in a place where I'm like progressing, and I'm doing things that I kind of want to do. I want to see things. I want to see these things through to fruition. All right? But getting there is requiring like some work, which is understandable, but like it's like There's some things where like I can't win. I can't win. I'd like everything all in one place, but that's not how it works. Sometimes you can find a manufacturer, but they need you to supply things, and then you'll have to find a supplier, and the manufacturer might not be able to print things, so then you have to find a printer. You know what I'm saying? So this is gonna be like three things that I'm gonna be juggling here in case I go this. I'm not gonna get. Jesus, I am gonna get to it. Fuck. But it's like this. This is a source of stress for me. All right. So what and this is really fucking pissing me off a little bit. And there's like other things in life outside of this that I have to deal with that are also bringing me stress. And which is why I asked the question, would you rather be stressed in the context of like life is kicking your ass and there's almost nothing you can do about it, you know? You just have to adjust to life and you have to readjust. You have to adjust your approach to doing things because of how many defeats that you faced at the hands of fucking life, right? Or would you rather be like, I'm not going to try anymore. I don't want to try anymore. Life has kicked my ass. And I'm just going to accept that I'm never going to win. And I'm just going to give up and just sleep all day until I die. And that's what I'm thinking about when I ask, are you stressed or depressed? Would you rather be stressed or depressed? Because the stress isn't fun. The stress is almost like no fun at all. But the depression, of course, it isn't fun. You're anticipating death. You're anticipating. You really just want to be done with this whole fucking ordeal. And in terms of like stress, of course, you might think this will pay off someday. You know, you're working hard and this will pay off someday. But in the moment, outside of that idea, in the moment, it's almost like you're just facing constant defeat after defeat after defeat in different areas. You know what I'm saying? Within the brand, if you're looking for a place, within that kind of context, it's just, you know? Anyway, I asked my friend that today. And of course, my friend was like, "Oh, this fucking eustress." Fuck that. Outside of eustress, would you rather be stressed or depressed? And that's what I've been thinking about because I feel like I've exited this fucking period of depression and I've entered this place of like, no, I actually want to do things. I want to do things. I want to work towards this goal. But when you decide to do that, of course, stress comes along with that. And sometimes that stress is so fucking powerful. It's like, fuck. I don't know if I can even win from this. I don't know if there's even anything that I can gain from this other than like this fucking pain and this heartache and this sense of defeat, you know? Anyway, I am in this period. I'm in a period of stress right now. I don't know if this is part of like the bipolar disorder. Like, you'll be stressed for a time and then you'll be productive and you'll start working towards your goals, but then you'll become stressed and you could be very pissed off. Like, I recently have found that I've been kind of pissed off by things. Like, I was playing golf today and my game was terrible and I was getting very pissed. Like, I wanted to break my clubs. I wanted to destroy things. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm in this period not of stress. Like I was in the period. Jesus, I can't fucking talk. I was in a period of depression where like I just didn't want to do things. I just want to stay in bed all day. But I've exited that. I'm in this period of like, okay, I do kind of want to live, and there's things that I want to accomplish. There's things that I want to work on. But when I work on those things, they give me stress. Like, fuck, it's actually it's like this whole thing's actually kind of hard, like very hard. I don't exactly want to deal with that because it's fucking stressful, but I have to. And so, like, when I take a look back at myself, it's like, would I rather be in that state of like, I'm not leaving the bed. I just want to stay in my bed and just watch YouTube videos or just do nothing all day. Or do I want to go do things, but those things are going to kick my ass every single day? Maybe not every single day, but when I decide to face those things, it's going to kick my ass. What would I rather have? I don't know. I guess maybe this stress thing. But fuck. Anyway, I hope that's something cool to think about. Dude, I'm so fucking drunk right now. I think I want to end this podcast right now just because I just want to go to bed. I'll upload everything tomorrow. No, fuck that. Fuck that. Anyway, I also want to talk about this. Like, I am in this period of, like, I'm not in depression. I was in a period of depression before now. But now I'm in this period of, like, fuck. Things are just stressing me the fuck out. But at the same time, there are things that also will make me depressed. And I don't know if I exactly want to talk about this on the podcast because I don't want to sound like a whiny little bitch, you know what I'm saying? But, like, I don't want to sound like pathetic, like I'm complaining about things all the fucking time, you know? Because when you're a guy, it's like, it's stigmatized to just complain about shit, you know what I'm saying? When you're a dude, when you're a straight dude, it's like, okay, I can only speak from the experience of a straight guy. It's almost, I'm sure this is, I'm sure I'll say that I'm only speaking from my own experience, but I'm sure this is everybody across the board, no matter what kind of demographic you are. It's like, fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. My fucking brain is mush. Fuck, what was I talking about? Jesus, from a guy. It's like, the fuck was I talking about? It was probably something about, like, you can't win. You have to, like, oh, no, here's the thing. From a straight guy's standpoint, you have, like, this toxic masculinity, all right? You're insecure about a lot of shit, and you want to fit in with the rest of the guys. So, what you're going to do in order to fit in, because you think this is the proper way to do things, you don't acknowledge your feelings because you don't want to cry. You don't want to show emotion. You want to seem strong and you want to seem alpha. You know what I'm saying? So in terms of, like, emotions, in terms of, like, sadness, you don't show that. You don't show that to anybody because you're like, no, I'm strong. I can handle myself and I can handle life. Which you can't. All right, you can't. In fact, if you're listening to this right now, please just drop that. All right. You can't handle everything and you have to accept that. But when you're a guy and you're raised in, like, this environment of, like, you know, maybe it's not your parents, but, like, the friends, at least the friends that you have, you're like, no, I have to be a strong person. I have to be strong. I can't at all be pathetic. I can't at all be weak. So I don't want to show weakness. I don't want to show emotion. I just want to be a strong man. Fuck, where was I going with this? Fuck. Jesus. I want to be a strong guy. I don't want to seem weak. But here's the thing, you are, and I am. And you have to accept that. I have to accept my weaknesses, but at the same time, it's embarrassing and you don't want to. And almost so fucking slurred. Instinctively, you cannot show weakness because, and here's the thing. When I become like toxic as far as my masculinity, I think of, like, my pride. All right, my pride, and I think in terms of, like, my idea. And I'm not saying this is actually scientifically true, but my idea of, like, lions in the wild. If you show any weakness at all, you will become conquered. Someone else, some other male will dominate you and your pride, all right? Some other male will take your place and you will become a subordinate. You know what I'm saying? You'll become weaker and you won't be respected anymore. And you will die because your pride has been challenged. And because you're weak, somebody else took over your position. and you'll lose. And that's toxic, all right? Within like the human context, within the Homo sapien context, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. All the way around, that's ridiculous. But like, it's when I think of like masculinity, that's kind of like how I think. It's like I want to seem strong because if I don't, somebody will conquer me, and then I will be weak, and people will take advantage of me, and that's what I think of. Of course, that's toxic. Of course, it's not true exactly. Of course, but the way I grew up and the people that I grew up around, that's kind of like the way that I developed myself. Like I don't want to seem weak. You know what I'm saying? I I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm so fucking drunk. We're at 57 minutes right now. We're at an hour. We'll go just like a little bit longer. Oh fuck. I forgot where the fuck I was going with this. But I don't want to admit how weak I am. I don't want to admit how depressed I am. And that has been a problem for me in the past. I think I've kind of addressed that a little bit on the podcast. I don't want to admit how weak, how sad I become, how depressed I become. But things will depress me, all right? And things will piss me off because things do piss me off. At this stage in my life, when I'm out of like a depressive stage and I want to do things will piss me off, all right? I was playing golf today and I didn't like my game. I don't know if I ever will like my golf game, all right? Let's say I even get par on a course, right? Let's say I hit par. I don't think I'll be happy with it. I think I'll look at that and be like, fuck. There were a lot of shots where I could have hit it better and I could have gotten under par. You know what I'm saying? I don't know all the fucking lingo of golf, but like I could have done better. And I'll get really pissed off at myself and I'll cuss up a storm, you know? And it'll just be a negative experience because I'll be like, fuck, I should have done better. I should have done so much better, you know? But like outside of that, look, it's really fucking hard to accept how pathetic, how weak you are. It's really fucking hard. I believe for anybody, not just men, and not just within the context of toxic masculinity, but I think with anybody, it's just really hard to accept how weak you are. How, not exactly, maybe that's a bad word, that's a bad term for it. It's hard to accept your shortcomings, and your shortcomings are almost entirely based on your own perception of things. You know what I'm saying? Your shortcomings are entirely based on what you think a shortcoming is. But that will stress you out. And really, when you think about it, that's all that matters, your own perception. So if you think something's a shortcoming, then it will be that. It will be a shortcoming. It will be a weakness for you. And it's really fucking hard to accept that, you know? It's hard to accept that and be like, no, I'm just going to work on this and get better. It's like, you might just even ruminate. In my situation, I might ruminate on my weakness, on my shortcomings, and be like, fuck, I really should have done better. But I didn't. I sucked ass. And so fuck, you know what I'm saying? Jesus. Oh my God. I'm so drunk. All right. I don't know where I was going with this, but I'm pretty sure this is where I was going. So I'm doing this podcast, right? I'm doing this, and my primary source of marketing for this, as far as like getting advertisement for this, like getting viewers or like listeners for this, like acquiring those, it's like my main platform for getting my viewers is off of Reddit. My Reddit, I do like live streams. I do them kind of frequently, which is why I kind of built a bit of a following, and some people might listen to my podcast because they kind of enjoy my live streams. And I kind of enjoy them too when it's like good folks around, and I'm like, hey, by the way, listen to my podcast. And they might just listen to my podcast, which is great. I'm not going to force this down people's throats. I really don't want to. This is just like a fun little thing for me. I want to keep it that way. where it's just like a fun little thing I do. And, if people want to listen to it, that's great. That's awesome. But, my primary source of promoting this or anything else I do, if I get these brands working, my primary source of advertisement, of marketing, would be these streams. And when I hop on these streams, it hasn't been exactly recently because it's kind of been ever since I've got on this, but I've mostly ignored it to this point. But when I get on these streams, people are fucking racist to me, and I don't want to bitch and complain about that. I think that's why I was talking about masculinity and being a guy. Like, as a guy, I don't want to complain about shit like that. Like, I don't want to cry. I don't want to whine about shit like, oh, someone was racist to me today. But it does affect me. It fucking hurts my feelings. Because, like, it's not like I don't want to be seen as an Asian. In fact, I'm proud. I'm proud of my heritage from both sides of my family. I am proud of that. I'm proud of my browner skin. In fact, I'd like to tan more. I'd like to be outside more and get some sun in so I could get darker as a person. Like, I'm proud of my melanin. I'm proud of my dark hair. I'm proud of my brown eyes. I'm proud of my skin color. I'm almost even proud of my slow looking eyes, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, that's not exactly what I'd like to be known for. If I'd like to be known for anything, if I'd like to be recognized for anything, I'd like to be recognized for my merit, for my credits, for what I do, what I say, what I create, as opposed to this fucking surface level perception of me, which is like, oh, you have slant eyes, you have darker skin, and you have black hair. You're an Asian. I don't want to be recognized for that exactly. In fact, when it comes to like, I haven't done this for like a while now, but when it comes to like applying for colleges, you could get like there's these scholarships for like Asian Americans, and I never applied for those out of pride because like I don't want to apply for the scholarship because I don't want to be considered. I don't want to get any bonuses like off of being Asian. I don't want to cash in on it. I just feel like that's kind of cheap in a way, like cashing in on this surface level thing almost. And it's not exactly surface level because Asianness goes like deeper than surface level, but like as far as people's perception, I don't want to exactly be known as like that Asian guy. I'd rather be known for my character, for my accomplishments, for my credits, whatever those may be. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be known for those things other than like the way that I look. All right, my slant eyes, my fucking yellow brown skin, my dark hair. I'd rather be known for what I say, what I create, what I believe in. That's what I'd rather be known for. But, on these fucking Reddit live streams, these fucking people come in, they're like, oh, you're Chinese. I'm not even Chinese, motherfucker. Like, oh, you're Chinese. You must speak Chinese. This guy's a fucking chink. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. And I don't want to fucking bitch and moan about this shit. Because I'm a guy, I think. I think that's just a part of my masculinity. My fragile masculinity, my toxic masculinity, my fragile sense of pride. It's like, no, I don't want to be called that. I'd rather be like a person. I was born in this country. I'd rather be recognized for that and for the things that I've done as opposed to like what you see, I'd rather, and of course, I'm not going to be ignorant, okay? I'm not going to be ignorant and pretend like I'm not. I'm not going to be ignorant and pretend like I don't look the way that I look. Of course, if you see me for the first time, you're going to notice that. That's probably going to be the first thing you notice. Oh, this guy's like a fucking gook. And you'll probably think that, like, if you see me, like, oh, this guy's got slant eyes, dark hair, this guy's a fucking chink or something. And that might be, like, the first thing that you notice about me. That said, I acknowledge that. I understand that. I understand that will be, like, one of the just the first thing that you notice about me. And that might be, your entire perception of me if you don't hear me speak or do anything. That might be your entire perception of me. But I would rather that your perception of me be based upon my character. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I'm not embarrassed about being Asian, but at the same time, I don't want to be recognized just for that. I'd rather be recognized primarily for my character and for my accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be recognized primarily for who I am as a person, as a human being. I'd rather be recognized for those things over being recognized for being an Asian, you know? You know, an Asian who speaks like an American, who doesn't have a fresh off the boat accent. You know what I'm saying? Because fuck, man. I'm not great at math. I wasn't born with a fucking TI-84 in my fucking hand. You know what I'm saying? I was born in America, and I speak like an American, and I have like the obnoxiousness of an American. I have the entitlement of an American. I have the loud brashness of an American. I'm mostly American. I wouldn't say that I'm a fucking banana, like I'm white on the inside, but like I was raised in this country, you know? This is a huge part of my personality, who I am, not exactly as an American, but as a person, you know? You know, fuck all these labels. As a person who does things, and says things and believes in things. I'd rather be recognized for those things because those things are part of my character. And I hold my character in a higher position, as a higher priority when it comes to my character as opposed to my race. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know if this makes any sense, but like, all right, let's say like, okay, you just think for one. I'm an alcoholic. I drink like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I would rather be recognized for that, my alcoholism, before my Asianness. It's not like I want to discount my Asianness. It's not like I want to neglect that. It's there for sure. And I am proud. I am proud to have the melanin that I have. I am proud to have the eyes that I have. I am proud to have the color that I have. Because I love the way that I look. I love the way that I look in terms of like the color of my skin, the color of my hair, the color of my eyes, you know, my height. I am proud of genetically who I am. I am proud of that. I am proud of my heritage. But at the same time, I would like to be recognized for my character. And within this case, even if it's a negative, like alcoholism, or being an asshole, or cussing and just being brash, I'd rather be recognized for that over this. Not over this exactly, but like, all right, there's an Asian guy, but also he fucking is an alcoholic. I would rather be recognized for that first. Oh, that alcoholic, he just happens to be Asian. That alcoholic, he just happens to have slant eyes. That alcoholic, that loud, brash, obnoxious asshole, he just happens to have black hair, browner skin, slant eyes, and looks Asian. He just happens to be that other thing, you know? I'd rather be recognized for my character first. I don't know if that's everybody. I accept that it's not, and I accept all things about reality. If you'd like to be recognized for that over the other thing, I appreciate that. And if you'd rather be recognized for your Asianness over anything else, I appreciate that as well. I am not gonna knock anybody. I'll appreciate anybody's perspective on life. But at the same time, in my own personal situation, I find it insulting that people will recognize, you know, surface level things about me over my own character, because my character, that's things that's like an amalgamation of like my whole life. My whole life has added up to this point. Everything, all my pains, all my suffering, everything that has developed me as a person has come up to this point. But the Asianness is almost a circumstance. You know what I'm saying? Like the color of my parents, genetics passed down from my parents. things that I had no control over. And this is what you recognize me for? I'd rather be recognized for being something that I have made of myself, even if it's something negative like alcoholism, even if it's something negative like depression, like manic depression. You know? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, fuck. We're like deep into this thing now. Fuck. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. I'm so fucking sauced. I need to fucking snooze. But look, um, yeah, I guess that's just like another source of my stress. This is like my primary form of like promoting myself, like over like Reddit, over these Reddit live streams. I just hop on these live streams like, hey, check out my podcast. But these people are just coming in like fucking, oh, you're fucking Chinese. I'm not even Chinese, you motherfucker. Jesus. You know? But like, I don't know. Here's the thing. And I don't want to fucking just, I don't know if this is tooting my own horn or just being fucking like, trying to buy sympathy here, but like, for most of my, and this is the honest truth, for most of my life, I was a really good boy. There's a certain point where I was like, dude, fuck it. I don't want to be a good boy anymore. I'm just going to drink and just be a fucking piece of shit. But like for most of my life, I was a good boy, and I still have some of those tendencies where I want to love people, all right? I want to love everybody. I don't want to hate anybody. I want to love everybody. And I want to forgive people, you know? If they'll be racist to me, there's a part of me. I'm not saying this is the entirety of me, you know, because there's parts of me who's like, if someone's racist to me, I'm like, fuck you, you piece of shit. Fuck you. Go fuck yourself. But there's a part of me who's like, I want to forgive you because you're ignorant because of the circumstances in your own life. You know what I'm saying? I want to forgive people for their shit, and I want to be like, no, nothing's a problem. We're all going to be friends here. I want to be your friend. I hope that you want to be mine, and everybody can get along, and we can just live in harmony. You know, that's a huge part of me where I just want to have peace with everybody. But at the same time, it's like, fuck. I want to love you. I do want to love you as a person. I want to love you as another living being on this earth. Like we're on this tiny fucking rock in this solar system together. You know, together. We are both as insignificant as anything else. You know what I'm saying? Not that that's like the main thing to think about, but it's like we are here together on this tiny fucking blue rock floating in space, you know, within the Milky Way, within this solar system, within the Milky Way, within our own galaxy. We are here together and we're so tiny. And so maybe we should be friends. And I do want to love you. But then you'll say things to me like you'll say things to me that will separate me from you. You'll say things to me that will put me in a lower position of you because you'll make fun of me for these things. And when you make fun of me for these things, I'm being ridiculed for things that I can't control. You know? If it's something like my character, like you're making fun of me for being an asshole, I can like, all right, yeah, no, for sure. But when it's like something that I didn't choose, I didn't choose to be fucking yellow. It's not like I'm embarrassed of it. Of course I'm proud of it, but it's like when you're making fun of me for this shit that I didn't choose, like what the fuck? And if you want to go deeper, if you want to go past that, if you're abusing me for this thing I didn't choose, if you're arresting me for this thing I didn't choose, if you're beating the shit out of me for this thing I didn't choose, I think that's really fucked up. I didn't choose to be the color that I am. But you know, you have this attitude that you look down on people of color and you'll make fun of me and you'll arrest me more frequently and you'll abuse me more frequently because of that and you'll treat me differently because of that shit. That hurts. That hurts me. That hurts me. That hurts me. And in this situation, in this situation, this is not a stressor. This doesn't stress me out. This doesn't stress me out because I know there's nothing I could do about this. When it comes to stress, and you stress, there's like things I could do about this. There's things about there's components about this that I could work on, that I could fix this, that I could work on fixing the situation. But when it comes to matters of this, of things that I cannot control, that hurts. And instead of stressing me out, that depresses me because I feel more defeat than stress. I feel more like there's nothing I could do about this, you know? And I hate to say this, but it's like a lot of us, people of color, I'm sure this goes past Asian people. I'm sure that a lot of people of color would like to be white, so that they could go along better in society, so that society wouldn't look down on us more, so that society, so that the police, so that other people in society could treat us better, you know? So that society could be like could treat us equally, could consider us as equals among the rest of society. Like they won't blink an eye. They won't cross the street when they look at us. If we're walking in the street in the same direction, they won't cross the street because we'll be considered as one of them. Like, I am here with you. I am a citizen in the same country that you're a citizen in, and we're here together, you know? There's a lot of us that would like to be considered an equal, but we're not. And it fucking hurts. And in my situation, I'm sure other people's situations as well, this depresses us because we know there's nothing we could do about this, you know? You know, when somebody sees you as one thing, it's hard to like be like, "Oh, I'm not exactly just that. That's an attribute of myself. This yellow skin, these slant eyes, this my black hair. This is a piece of me. This is not the entirety of me. I want you to know that I am a person beyond that. I am a human being, just like you, beyond your perception, your surface level perception of me. You know what I'm saying?" Anyway, fuck. Jesus, I'm so fucking drunk still. Alright. I think I'm gonna close this shit out. Let me check what time it is. So, I'm just gonna ask this one more time. When it comes to this shit, and when it comes to like this race shit, this leads to depression for me because there's nothing I can do about this. Fuck. Dude, if I could just snap my fingers and I'd maintain the way that I look, but I would be considered like a white person and be treated like one, I would totally do that. I'd be like, fucking, boom! I could join your country club. I could be seen with your fucking people. You know, I would be treated the same as you guys. I just like, boom, me and the rest of these colored people, we would just be equal to you. You know, you wouldn't look down on us. If I could just snap my fingers and then I'll be fixed, I would, but that's not the situation. And so because it's not, because we're just looked down as like lower than you know? What was I gonna say? Fuck. My brain is fucked up, dude. My brain is fucking mush from all this alcohol. Anyway, if I could just snap my fingers and fix that shit, I would, but that's not. And so, because that's the case, this is a source of depression for me, and I'm sure that this is a source of depression for a lot of other people. This thing that we have no control over because we're born into this color, you know. I'm afraid that this might be like, oh, I'm embarrassed. No, it's not. In fact, you should be proud of the color of your skin, you know. You should be proud, like, this is special. I'm a special person. This is my message to people of color. Like, if you're made fun of for it, if you're looked down upon for your color, if you're arrested more frequently, if you're harassed more frequently, look, not everybody has this. Understand that. Not everybody has the melanin that you have. They might even be jealous. You know what I'm saying? So be proud of it. You know, be fucking proud of it. In fact, look up to somebody like Muhammad Ali, maybe. And this might even be racist, but my guy was like, dude, I love myself. I love myself so much. I want my children to look like me. That I might even marry within my race and reproduce within my race so that my children, my future offspring will look like me, you know? And there will be more of me. And I'll appreciate that. But at the same time, outside of that, outside of reproduction, outside of continuing perpetuating your existence as far as your skin color and your race on this planet, outside of that, just be proud of who you are. You are who you are. If you were born here, if you were born outside of here, if you look different than the majority of the rest of these people, be proud of that, okay? I understand there's nothing you can do about it. I understand that people will treat you differently because of it. But look, you just be proud of it as much as you can be. Because this is not everybody has this melanin. Not everybody has our pigment. Not everybody has these eyes, this larger nose, these bigger lips. Not everybody has this darker hair, these brown eyes. Not everybody has this. Not everybody has the genetics that you have. And so, as much as you can, and I understand that it will take some time because you might be insecure about your own race. And that has been the case for me and a lot of other Asian people, as far as I know, and a lot of other people that people of color that I know. This might take some time because you might be insecure about this, because you might recognize the lesser treatment that you get as far as being a person of color. But as much as you can, please be proud of this. Please be as proud as you can of who you are. Who you are, even if it's just who you look like. What you look like, your skin color, your hair color, your eye color, your height, your genetics, what food you eat. Please try to be as proud as you can of those surface level things, and of course work much harder on who you are as in terms of your character, in terms of your personality. Work on that. But because this is something that you can't change, I ask you that you try to be proud of this. You try to be proud of who you are on every level, on the level of your character and also on the level of this surface level bullshit. Please try to be proud of who you are and what you look like because of your genetics. You know what I'm saying? Because you're here. Because you're here. I don't know. Anyway, assalamu alaikum. Peace and love. Stay sauced. No, don't fucking drink. Drinking is for alcoholics who can't deal with life just like me. Anyway, assalamu alaikum. For the time being, let's stay just 6 feet away from each other. Let's cover our faces. But still love your neighbor as much as you can, as much as you have the power to. Just love your neighbor and be courteous to your neighbor by wearing a mask, just covering your face and staying 6 feet away. And just loving your neighbor from 6 feet apart from them. Yeah. Assalamu alaikum, peace and love. Go in peace. Maybe as much as you can, try to spread peace. But yeah. Alright. Love you. Bye.